Welcome back to On The Cover. I'm here with Kate Alexa. Hello Kate, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm not too bad. What's happening?
Not much, just been busy on the promo tour, and I started an acoustic regional tour yesterday,
Ah, cool.
which is good fun, and yeah, just been busy getting all the album finally put together, and yeah.
Yeah, we might touch on that in a tick. You've only recently just finished school last year and turned 18.
Yep.
Yet you're already kind of headlong into this career. At what point did you realise you were going to be a pop singer?
I really wanted to get, into the, I wouldn't say music industry, but I really wanted to become a singer, from a really, really young age, I guess from 3 years old, and I sort of did dancing and singing and acting and the whole lot of it. And then when I got a little bit older, maybe like 12, 13, I started to write my own music and lyrics, and I guess that's when I realised that music was my real passion. That's what I wanted to concentrate on and do with my life, and yeah.
Those early songs that you wrote, do you remember what you were kind of writing about? What issues were really playing on your mind as a 12, 13
well, actually, the first song I recorded was called Colours of the Rainbow.
Right.
Quite embarrassing. It's actually a really cool song though. But yeah, I guess it was sort of just more mucking around at that age, just sort of writing down things that I was seeing or thinking about. Or, the first, I'd say, proper song that I wrote and recorded was called Always There, which was actually released, and that was about a friend of mine that passed away when I was 14. So, yeah.
Cool. You've kind of grown up with music and in the music industry. Does it all kind of seem pretty normal and natural to you, like any other job?
It's not as glamorous as it looks, but I guess from growing up in it, I definitely knew that, and it's hard, and I guess you've really got to want it, and that's what you want to do, because there's no sort of in between. You either put your head down and spend all your time on it, or you don't. So, yeah, growing up around it, you definitely know what the industry's like. Yeah.
And it's certainly not as glamorous as
No, certainly not.
Yeah, right. So if you had a normal job, what do you think it would be? What do your non-musical interests lie?
I guess definitely something creative. I'm not an academic person. Probably, I'm into sort of I love to make jewellery, and I love anything sort of arty, and maybe even photography. I did that as a subject at school, and I really enjoyed that. So it'd definitely be something creative.
You've mentioned Alicia Keys is your favourite singer, or one of your favourite singers.
Yep.
What is it about Alicia that really kind of grabs you?
She's just, I think, she's an incredible songwriter, and her voice is, as you know, is amazing. And I guess I've just always loved, every one of her albums I've loved, especially she released an Unplugged album. I don't know if you've heard that. It's incredible, and I was lucky enough to go see her in concert, and I was blown away, and she's just really, I guess, an inspiration. And
you also seem to have a pretty close relationship with your fans. What is it, do you think, that enables you to connect with your fans?
I only finished school a year ago, and
Yeah.
I'm young as well, and I'm just like any one of them, and I guess it's really important because they're the people that buy music, and they're the people that, enjoy my music. Well, that age group, I guess my age group. My music appeals to any age from, say, tiny to probably early 20s. So it's cool because we're around the same age, and I like to sort of keep in contact with my fans and write to them and let them know what's happening.
You touched on it before. You've been doing the local school circle. You just started that. How did that come about? Why did you decide to do that?
Well, I guess a lot of school children, they can't, if they're under 18, they can't go to, a lot of venues, and they don't get a chance to see, shows and stuff apart from, I guess, big concerts. So, I don't know, I thought it was a good way to go and meet some fans, and there's a thing on my site, if a fan wants me to come to their school, they can enter this thing. And it was just, I think, a cool way to go and show people some of my music, and yeah, it's good fun.
I bet the question and answer sessions were rather interesting.
They're crazy. The kids are so cheeky. It's good fun. It was, I've done 2 before, and I did one yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. I sang 3 songs acoustically, and yeah, I did the whole question answer thing, and then sold singles and did all that.
Did you get any pearlers in the question department?
Pearlers?
Any pretty interesting questions?
Well, you get the cheeky boys that put up their hands and just ask rude questions, and then you get people that put up their hands, and a lot of the time there's a lot of shy people, and they'll ask a question, they're really quiet, and you can tell that they really want to know the answer, and it's really sweet. And then you get the ones that are like, so, do you have a boyfriend? Or there's just stuff like that, but it's cool.
Cool. So your album's on the way. It's coming out in September, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about the making of that record?
My record's called Broken and Beautiful, which is a song off the album. I guess I've been writing the album for the past 2 years. I'm very excited to finally release it. It definitely reflects on me a lot and different things that I've experienced or gone through or seen other people go through, and it's definitely a personal album. And I'm really happy with it, yeah.
Cool. How important was it for you to have an actual input in the songwriting of the album?
Well, that's that's what I love to do, and I mean, I find it comes to me quite naturally. And I mean, you have your good days and your bad days, and I wanted to write my album and do it and get it exactly how I wanted it, and yeah.
So, what sort of qualities do you think an actual songwriter needs, as opposed to just a performer?
I think you can either do it or you can't do it, because I mean, everyone has their easy days and bad days. Like, I'll start to write a song one day and then can't think of a thing, go back to it in a month and finish it. But then you'll have a day where you just write a song in an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't know what qualities you have to have.
I guess honesty.
Probably. Yeah, honesty, and you sort of got to write the truth and what you're feeling, and yeah.
I guess one of the main criticisms of much mainstream pop music is that it's entirely disposable, a lot of it.
Yep.
What do you think needs to give a pop song substance?
I don't know, I guess pop music stands obviously for popular music, so there's, as you're saying, there's a lot of pop music which is disposable and real pop, but then there's music that's classified in pop but it's not bubblegum pop, which I think when you say pop, that's what a lot of people think of. I guess when someone's speaking the truth and from their heart, that has a lot of substance. And when you listen to the song, and it sounds like they're really thinking and feeling what they're singing about.
Cool. And something also that interests me about a lot of the current Australian pop music is that a lot of the Australian pop singers, male and female, singing these really kind of strong American accents.
Yeah.
Why is that? And do you think there'll come a time when young Australian singers start to kind of embrace the Australian accent? It happens a lot in hip hop and artists like Missy Higgins, but generally it doesn't really happen.
I know when you hear someone singing and they've put the American twang or their accent on. Do you know what's funny? I was recording in America once, and actually not long ago, a few months ago, and the guy I was in the studio with said, "Oh, you're sounding a bit Australian."
Really?
And I was like, "How can I sound a bit Australian? I'm Australian." He's like, "Just put a bit of the accent on." I was like,
Right.
I don't know. I think it just comes out of people naturally, but if they're working overseas, they can definitely get told to sing like that.
That's interesting. So what are your personal kind of plans for your career then? What are you going to kind of do to ensure that you don't become yet another cog in the big pop music machine?
I guess I've already got, I know my first album's coming out in September, but I've already got ideas on what I want to do for my second album, and it's a little bit of a different road to what I've done for the first one. But I mean, just keep doing what I love, just keep writing and performing, and hopefully it'll go well for me.
Cool. So future, the music that you mentioned then, that you're looking at writing, what sort of stuff is it?
There's a recent song that I wrote a couple of months ago, which is on the album, which is called We All Fall Down, and it's I guess when you listen to it, the song, it's very touching and very, it's like a real soft sort of song. I don't know, it's probably a bit more acoustic, flowy sounding kind of stuff rather than the real produced pop sound.
Like Jewel, perhaps?
Not to that extreme, not acoustic like that. I love Jewel. Jewel's one of my favourite artists, but still pop, but just a bit more sort of flowy and soft.
I guess we'll have to wait for it.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to explain.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for your time today, Kate.
No,
Appreciate
thank you.